slowly getting closer and closer to me. At first I was like, okay, this lady probably wants to use these weights, so I just completely kind of like space myself out, give her some space. She wants to use these dumbbells, go ahead. So I literally moved to the next bench over, and then I noticed she was getting closer and closer and then starting to do like some like really out there like lifts.
Good evening from bed.
Are you using my
I'm holding
camera
a tripod.
I found a completely random Q&A. Wow, these are like weird questions. What's the best compliment you've ever received from me?
When you say I'm beautiful.
Oh.
You say it often. I think it's just very sweet.
Alright. So get brownie points for those?
Well, you also complimented me today, but then I realized it was because you also wanted to give me constructive criticism afterwards.
But I was complimenting you the whole way through the cooking.
Yeah. I was helping him prepare the burgers, so I did the onions and I toasted the buns. And he's like, honey, you cut the onions so great. That was like perfectly thin. And those buns were perfect. But the fries were a little too salty. That is a very kind way to
say something.
Be constructive with anything anyways. Like, you start off with a compliment so the person on the other end doesn't automatically feel like they need to go on defense mode. Or, you know, some people...
I'm an experienced husband.
Totally.
I'm a smart husband.
But it goes for any relationship, right?
Okay, I was gonna tell you 2 compliments I love. One of them you did today. Number 1, whenever you say you love how sexy my muscles look to you. That's definitely.
Yeah.
And the second one is today you said, this burger is better than In-N-Out. That's a huge compliment for me.
I said, it tastes like In-N-Out, not better.
Bonk.
But it's still really good.
I don't know who came up
Some
with
of these
this.
are mean. Who is the most annoying person you know? Like, who writes these questions?
Who's the most annoying person you know?
The kids.
What? Mommy, can I have this? Mommy.
Oh my gosh,
mommy,
they literally, like, it's a child's job to annoy their mothers.
Or
like,
no,
I think
to try to get their
true.
mom's attention, really. At any cost, in any way, all day. That should be the tag. That should be on a shirt.
You know that scene from Family Guy? Mummy, 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 mum, mum, mummy, mummy, mum. It's so true.
Okay, what's the most significant change you want to make in your life?
The most significant change I'd want to make in my life is to incorporate being more active, walking more, even just taking out the garbage. I'd be like, ugh, I don't want to do that. Yeah. But my mindset totally changed.
Oh, that's why you've been taking out the garbage a lot more?
Yeah.
I noticed that. I was like, wow. This is why, no, I'm very grateful. Because like, I did it literally for our whole
years.
life.
Forever.
And taking out the garbage is not a big deal, but for whatever reason you always wanted me to do it for. And yeah, that's why I never complained about it.
Yeah.
So when you finally started doing it, I was thinking, oh wow, she's taking out the garbage. I didn't think anything of it because it literally is just right down the driveway.
Well, okay. Something so little I would not even think, or it was so inconvenient, and I changed my mindset. Maybe it was deeper. I didn't want to see anybody. I didn't want to make contact with our neighbors. You know, like, it was really like that. Yeah.
You're more social for sure.
Yeah. Oh, am I?
Way
I
more,
really
yeah.
think it's because of those books that I started reading, which were pretty much like self-help books.
Oh,
and,
good.
Changing my habits. So I think that's what I want to do, is just step outside and not be so self-conscious. And I think it's a part of growing up too.
So
like,
the biggest change I want to make, I'm already making right now, is remember what my motto is for this year? Or did you already forget? I told you that was the word for the year.
Do it?
Yeah, now. N-O-W.
Oh, do it now.
Now. And so,
Oh.
have you noticed if you tell me there's something that needs to get
Oh
done,
my
I
God,
literally
you
do it right away.
Yeah, actually.
I like
yeah.
drop everything. There's a tree in our front yard, and you
That's
said,
true.
we really need to cut those branches because when it rains, it sags down.
Yeah.
And literally, she told me, and because this is my word for this year, I went and did it right away. Because what would have happened is I would have put it off for the weekend. And then if we were busy on the weekend, I might get it done the next weekend. So I thought, you know what, that's one thing I want to change in my life. Now it's interesting because literally I will drop anything I'm doing, especially if Judy asks. So remember the other night, you're like, the girls' toilet seat. And I literally just went right from washing the dishes, stopped washing the dishes. I went in the garage, grabbed all my tools, fixed it, put the tools back, and then went right back to washing dishes.
Yeah, I noticed that and I appreciate that.
There you go. So I'm making the change.
Love that. But to be fair, I feel like you've always done stuff like that.
But
maybe
not at this speed.
Yeah, maybe not then and there.
Would you say that that's gotten me lots of brownie points?
I mean, honey, the brownie points you've accumulated in our relationship is pretty up there. Like, you'd really have to fuck up so bad.
So that's why.
To, like, deduct. So, anyways, husbands, if you're listening, the way to stack up brownie points is just throughout the day, little by little. It doesn't have to be big things. Like, I don't need no diamond rings or...
I cash them in at night.
Like you cash them in. And so...
I do.
Okay, but it almost sounds selfish. I know you do it for
really,
the good.
No, I do it
I
because,
know.
In turn,
right,
you reciprocate.
we reciprocate.
We'll just
And
leave it
you know
there.
what? We both know what our wants and needs and our love languages, so it works out because we know. You know, there's no guessing. It's pretty much black and white.
Yeah.
At this point.
Okay, are you embarrassed about anything that happened to you in the past?
I mean, that could be pretty deep.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind that you're embarrassed of?
I mean, it was something in high school that was so stupid, and I feel like a lot of girls would experience it at one point.
Yeah.
It was when I had my period.
Okay.
And I leaked.
Okay.
Onto the chair.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was like, thank God I had a jacket.
Was I around?
Well, of course we went to the same high school, but
no,
I'm not gonna be like
the same class.
Oh my God, we never. I mean, the only class we had together was driver's ed, so no. What do you mean in the same class? We're not even the same year.
You know, the reason I ask is I think I remember that happening to another student.
Oh, I think I heard about her.
Oh, maybe it was.
To her too.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even think anything of it. I thought.
Yeah, but as a teenage girl, it's like the end of their world.
Oh, totally.
I'm curious, is the quality of this video kind of grainy? Because I think it's time to update our
we have other cameras we need to open
this
up.
One is old. What was your embarrassing
My embarrassing moment? That's such a horrible question because I can't even think of a time I was embarrassed.
Oh, wow. Well, there's a lot of embarrassing things you do, but I love that you're not embarrassed by it.
Yeah, I'm not embarrassed by that kind of stuff. I'd say when I was young, I was gifted a toy from my grandmother because she just came from Japan. She gave it to me on the way home from the airport. I opened it up in the car, a Donatello Ninja Turtle action figure with the detective hat and the overcoat or whatever. And somehow, from the car to the house, I lost the Ninja Turtle. My mom was so angry at me. I don't know what happened. I mean, when I think back to it now, I wonder, I might have dropped it. I don't know what happened. I might have dropped it, which is so weird that I would have dropped it and someone just stole it. I didn't live in a nice neighborhood.
Oh.
But then, anyways, so I went back out to look for it. It wasn't there. My mom was so upset. She made me, instead of doing show and tell at school,
yeah, I've heard this story.
read a letter about why I lost my toy and why it's important to keep track of your stuff. I mean, I'll tell you, that is just some extreme, lessons learned in a very extreme manner. And I was definitely embarrassed that I had to read that letter to
For show
class.
and tell.
For show and tell. Instead of doing show and tell.
Of your Donatello.
Of my Donatello and Ninja Turtle. When I lose something, this is what I will find it.
Oh my god, that makes so much sense.
I find it. And I rarely...
obsessive over it.
I do. I don't look at that moment as a negative. I look at it as a positive.
Yeah.
My perspective on life is you go through experiences, and even though that one was partly a discipline on me, I mean, I never forgot that you don't lose things, you keep track of things. So it's really important to, I think about anything like that not as something that is a bad thing, but it's a good thing. It's all how you perceive things. So that's my mindset on everything in life.
How old were you?
8. Okay.
Wait, okay, my other question about that. So when it was show and tell, did you lose it like the week before or the day before, or was it like months later?
Oh, maybe it was like the weekend, and then...
Okay, so that would make sense.
Yeah, right away.
Okay.
Of course.
So that's the one that's hella easy. What are you most excited for by the end of the day?
By the end of the day? I mean, it's pretty obvious what I'm excited
that's
for.
what I'm saying.
Same thing with for you? Or is it sleep?
Just getting into bed, or
like this?
even
Just like this?
even this. When I got into bed after the kids went down, I got in and I was like, I got my phone.
I know.
And then it was just so nice.
It too, because damn, you work your ass off. What do you know is bad, but you can't find yourself stop doing it?
Cussing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not like I'm a potty mouth, but sometimes if I'm caught off guard, I'll be like, oh shit, or like,
it's
fuck.
only because we have so many kids too, so they're always listening.
Like, yeah.
Because if you're just cussing just in general, that's not a big deal. But yeah.
Yeah, well, the other day, what were we watching? We were watching something, and I was like, oh shit. Shit. And you're like, why are you cussing? I'm like...
Right in front of the kids. You know, one thing I will say though, just to give you credit and us a little bit of like kudos, none of our kids have ever just cursed. You know, you hear sometimes kids starting to like curse.
No.
None of our kids have ever used a bad word, and I'm really proud of that.
No, that's not right. JB once, when she was 3, I think she said the word shit, and we go, oh, where did you hear that from? And then she was all scared.
Oh wow, I don't even remember that, number one. And 2,
I mean, who knows what they say with their friends, but yeah, there's no cussing. The only ones cussing in the house are mommy and daddy. Maybe I shouldn't do it as casually as I do. What is something that you do that you know
is bad, but I can't see myself stopping? I don't know if this is bad or not, but sometimes I let the gas in my truck go all the way to where it's empty, to where the gauge or the miles left goes to less than 5 miles.
What the hell? Why would you do that?
I don't know, just sometimes I like to push it, but it's never gone empty.
Speaking of the car,
what?
Also, you're kind of messy.
Yeah, it gets messy for sure. But I clean it periodically.
No, that's not true. If by periodically you mean like bi-yearly.
Come on.
Like,
my car is very clean.
You will use my car. Should we go look in it today?
Okay, let's go look at the bathroom cupboards.
I never said that I don't clean. Juice boxes on the floor.
It's not really mine.
Wrappers all the time.
Okay, by the way, lately though, guess what? Because of my word this year, I usually clean it up right away.
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
Kombuchas. Honey, kombuchas. I didn't even know
I'm
you
letting
drink.
them ferment.
Oh my gosh. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
when
yeah.
you take my car, there's socks on the floor.
Socks. Who's
The kids'
socks?
trampoline socks.
Oh yeah, because we just leave them in there.
I don't like it.
Now I know. I didn't know it bothered you. Good thing we're doing this, honey.
I know. I would never bring it up, but yeah, this is a good thing we're doing this.
What's something you would want to learn if you could have an instant skill or talent?
Ooh. How to make it right away.
Are you serious?
No, you kind of like the build up.
No, actually, if you did that, that'd be a kind of a miracle.
That'd be kind of fun.
Let's try it tonight.
No, I don't have that energy.
Okay.
Oh, you're so sad.
Okay, well, what's the
Okay, well, what? How about you?
instant skill or talent?
That's a joke, by the way.
Okay, you know a skill I'd want? How to bake bread. There you go.
Oh, that's a good one.
Done. What question do you want to have an answer to?
What is life after death?
Whoa, that's deep.
I know. Wouldn't you want to know? But like not know?
Oh, I do know. Go to heaven.
Yeah, I know, but like the details
Like,
and
oh
stuff.
yeah, what's that? That's
the
pretty
details.
deep. What are you thinking?
Wait, what?
What are you thinking?
You'd want... Oh, I don't think you'd want to know that.
Why?
You'd want to know what other people are thinking.
What you're thinking. It's kind of a joke because husbands always want to know what their wife is thinking.
Okay,
Like-
I think the wife would not want to know what the husband's
Oh,
thinking.
okay.
Really? There's reasons why we have our own.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I would never want to know what people are thinking. You know why? Because it's none of my business. It ain't none of my business. What you think? There's so many like dark questions here. What is this? It's from marriage.com. It's probably AI generated questions too. Apologies for how chill this vlog is because we're literally in bed.
Why do you have to apologize?
Because we usually don't vlog like this, but I guess it's kind of like a taste if we were to do a podcast.
There you go.
Yeah.
This is our first episode right here. What do you consider meaningful in your life?
I mean, it's so cliche, but it's family.
Yeah. And feeding my family.
That is very meaningful.
Okay, that was interesting. What new activities or hobbies would you want us to try?
Board games.
Oh, board games.
Yeah, you hate them.
But you want me to do it?
I love like board games. You know, the
Okay,
girls
I mean,
and
if
I
you
love
really
board
like to
games.
do board games, let's try to do board games together.
But see, the thing is, I get it. Like, we have our own separate things that you like to do, and I don't like, for instance, going to the movies. Like, I'd rather spend my time doing something else than going to a movie theater.
Okay, yeah.
And you genuinely love doing it. So I understand. Maybe we can do stuff like that every now and then, but I don't expect you
I know.
to do board games with me, like,
But if
every
if
weekend.
that's the first thought that came to your mind, then maybe I should do more. I should like do board games
yeah,
with
you know, the girls love it. What is
a
something?
hobby that I'd want. I already do everything that I'd want to do with you.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Even movies?
I don't really care. I just want to be around you. There's really nothing.
That's interesting. How much alone time should couples give each other?
Oh. I think that's all based off of the couples. I don't think there's a standard. This is what I think is more important to know. That alone time is important, and that's okay. It doesn't say anything about the relationship.
You
Oh, yeah, yeah.
oftentimes are like, honey, do you want to get out? Do you want to go for a walk? Do you
Yes.
want to go to Target? Like, whatever. You're like, just go.
I do give you opportunities
but
a
then
lot.
I don't want to. Like, I don't.
So
I don't,
you just want to
I
act
have
stressed around me?
no desire to go out on my own, to be out in the wilderness, or
And you know, that's
or
the same thing with me. I don't necessarily want to be out on my own or be alone. The only time that I am is if I go to the gym.
Whenever you offer to do bath night or do the bath, which you often do, that is my alone time, and I really do enjoy it.
Oh, when you're like just like doing your makeup or like getting ready for bed.
Yeah, like, well,
I
that.
know that sounds weird, doing her makeup at night. So
At
she's
night.
doing that for me sometimes.
Yeah,
Which, by the way,
I
do
do
love.
enjoy those. We haven't had those in a long time.
What?
Like getting ready for doing my makeup at night.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. This is like just a funny off the wall one. How? It's weird. How do you feel when other people find me attractive?
Well, how would I know that?
I don't know. That's why it's so
But I would
funny.
I would feel proud. I'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, that's my man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be jealous unless you were that one woman at the gym. Oh my god. I wasn't even jealous. I was just like,
Did I tell the
"Who is
story?
that no, I don't think you ever
Should
did.
I tell the story? Okay, so
Tell the
I go
story.
to a very family-friendly gym. I really don't talk to anybody. I do know some people at the gym, but I put my earphones on. I'm really focused. I'm trying to get in and out of there, and that's it. This one time, there was this lady, and it's like an older lady too. It wasn't even...
A cougar.
I wouldn't even know because I wasn't even paying attention.
That's right.
Just noticed this person, this lady, was starting to work out like around me and was slowly getting closer and closer to me. At first I was like, okay, this lady probably wants to use these weights, so I just completely kind of like space myself out, give her some space. She wants to use these dumbbells, go ahead. So I literally moved to the next bench over. And then I noticed she was getting closer and closer and then starting to do like some like really out there like lifts. Stretches and lifts. Well, like the stretches, I mean,
You need to demo these.
oh my god, I'm gonna demo at the end.
Okay.
So then I was like, this is getting kind of awkward. And she was literally in the way of me grabbing the dumbbells. I mean, the dumbbell racks are really long. So it's hard to get in the way of somebody unless you're like literally standing in the middle. And that's what she was doing. So like I would literally just like stand there, not even look at her because I'm not even trying to give her any attention. I'm just like thinking she's awkwardly just taking her time. So then she would kind of move over a little bit, and then I just come in real quick, grab the dumbbells and knee, go back to my bench, which was clearly away from her, but she was like starting to slowly get closer. Literally at one point I knew there was something up and something weird about this lady, because she came up right next to me and she lifted her legs straight up in the air like this. Right next to me, honey. I'm like doing bench like this. She's like right here. I'm like, this is fucking weird.
Like,
and I literally
legs.
left right away because like this lady is acting kind of crazy or she's doing something else and I don't want any part of it. That's the only time that's ever happened to me. And then I told Judy and she goes, well, she was totally hitting on you. To me, it's like, what a weird way to hit on anybody. Is that what happens at the gym?
She was so thirsty. She probably just was going through a midlife crisis and was like, oh, this guy's attractive. Were you wearing a ring?
Always. I wear
Oh,
this
you wear
ring
this one?
specifically so I never have to take it off while I'm working out, too. It's just such
No,
an
that's
awkward
ruthless.
position for me to be in because I always go out of my way not to be in those kind of positions, and it's a family friendly gym. It's not that kind of place, you know. I know these young people go to these fancy gyms or maybe that's what they're trying to do or whatever. I don't go to that kind of gym. So like when that kind of happened, at first it was awkward for me, so I left this situation because I was already at the end of my workout anyways. But when I told Judy and she had this perception like, oh, she was thirsty for you, I'm like, what the heck?
open up her legs. Like, it is as clear as day. You've never seen her again?
Never. I don't even really recall what her face looked like because I do not pay attention to other people. I'll say hi to someone if they're like clearly looking at me or I know them. But even then, I'm so focused on my workout.
Oh, I mean, if I saw you at the gym, I would think, oh, definitely he's attractive. Absolutely. Absolutely.
When guys think you're attractive, and I know when they are, I just dead stare at them to make it very clear that she's with somebody. That's how I feel. Not even in a negative way. I'm just basically saying, hey, if you look at me, you know exactly what I'm thinking.
And do they look away?
And they usually look away.
Except for the guy at the bar.
What's the best relationship advice you've heard?
Can I start off with a relationship advice I heard, but I don't think it's necessarily the best.
Okay, what?
In fact, I thought it was the best, but then I realized it's not the best.
Okay, tell me.
It was, don't go to sleep angry with your partner.
Okay. You thought it was good, but
I thought
it's not
it was good. Yeah. But there's been times where I've gone to bed upset with you and I wake up
refreshed.
Oh,
got it, yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I'm tired or if I'm going through stuff, I don't want to stay up and try to figure it out, you know? In fact, I probably say things I would end up regretting. So that, to me, is not good advice. But I used to live by that for years.
Anything anybody tells me about relationship advice, I take it with a grain of salt, meaning you never know where that advice is coming from, and you don't even know if it's actually good. They could just be putting on a front, because I've seen people give advice and then we've seen how the relationship turns out, and then it makes me think, oh my god, was that really good advice? And so I mean, do you feel like this? And tell me in the comments. We try not to give relationship advice, or if we do, it's really our own experience, but always with the disclosure, you have to do what's right for you and your situation and your circumstance and in your personality.
Oh, absolutely.
So what's the advice?
We're not perfect.
What's the advice?
But the advice that I know for sure will benefit you as a couple is just to communicate.
Yeah.
Because when I was young, you would always assume your partner would know what you're thinking or what you're expecting, and that's not always the case. So it's nice to just be upfront, or you know, if you're still learning each other. And this is why we almost broke up, because we didn't have the communication.
Yeah.
Didn't do counseling, but before we got married, we did have like that marriage retreat, like that corny retreat that we had to do.
Yeah, the Catholic one.
Yeah, and it was really corny, but they make you go through a little test, and it was uncomfortable, but it was a part of communication. Sex questions.
We'll save that.
Oh
for
my
another
gosh,
time.
I'm tired. I'm tired.
What's a question you want to ask me? How about that?
No, just thank you.
Thank you?
Yeah, because I know you could tell how out of it I was today.
Yeah.
And I know you did your best to
help you.
Like, help me out.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you too.
I'm really grateful for you, because I don't know how I could do this without you.
I know. Vice versa. Sometimes I feel like I'm not even doing enough. And then when you tell me I do a lot, I'm kind of shocked and surprised.
Oh yeah, you do.
And you're very beautiful.
Thanks.
For real. All I want to do outside of hang out with the kids and cook and work out is really just make love to you every single day.
You know, whenever you look into my eyes and you say these things, your eyebrows get higher and higher.
Because I'm trying not to tear. Because
I'm
trying not to tear up.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, so your eyes go like this.
Look, my eyes are hurting because I'm trying not to tear up. That's it.
Oh, that's so cute. I didn't know that's why. Aww.
Because I feel my eyes tearing up a little bit.
I'm getting so hot.
Why? Because you're in the blanket?
Maybe also because I'm sick.
Okay. Alright, good night.
Good night.
That was really cheesy.
That is so freaking cheesy.
Come here. Come over here, honey.
Does it taste good?
What did you say? This is cool.
This is it?
Yeah.
Honey.
Honey. Honey, did you hear what she said?
Really banana.
She said, honey, honey.
Hi, where's my smoothie, ma'am?
Tastes like bananas.
Hey, sit up. Here's yours. Here's yours.
Yeah.
Did you? Hey, Bella, come here. Here's yours. Up here, Bella.
Oh, that's good.
That's very good.